I know it's not around the corner for you, this, is it?
No, a bit of a mission, but thank you for asking, and I feel honoured.
Oh, it's a pleasure. No, thank you for coming, really do appreciate it. This is actually the first bar talk that we've done from the new bar, which is all quite exciting, so I appreciate you being the first guest.
Good. It's cool. You've got me into a position where now I feel like I need one.
Yeah.
And it will not be done as good as this, because this is 10 out of 10. This is top class.
I appreciate that, thank you. It's taken a while, but yeah, the Live Lounge is the smallest UK venue. So, yeah. I mean, I think the last time, you know, we probably chatted, you were at Lloyd's years ago, so it's great to see that you've landed this excellent position at Bibby. You've been there almost 2 years now.
Yeah, approaching
in October. 2 years, right. And how's that gone? It's been a really good move for you?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. So, great part of my career at Lloyd's, 15 years, you know, which I wouldn't exchange for anything. Learned a huge amount, worked with some great people, and then when I got a call from a headhunter around Bibby, I was massively intrigued. I'd always followed Bibby's progress.
Yes.
Thought it was a fascinating business. Always kind of looked at the entrepreneurial spirit was there and the amount of deals that they did in the market.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was something that really kind of, if I was going to move from a bank, from Lloyd's, that I'd built a good career and potentially could have gone further there, it would have been it would have needed to have been a very attractive place to go to.
Yeah.
You know, which Bibby absolutely was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. How are you seeing things?
Fully settled. So, yeah. I mean, when I was making the decision, and you do all your due diligence on everything around the company, and you speak to a lot of people that you trust. You know, you speak to kind of external mentors, in particular, because you can't really talk to anyone internally about it.
No, I'm thinking about this new job.
Yeah. And all of them said, look, if you're going to do it, now's the time. You're at the right age. You know, you've built a bit of a reputation. But in my head, I thought to myself, if I really want to step up and build that reputation further, I've got to go and do that in the independent market. And as I said, I didn't see any point in moving from one bank to another.
No.
So Bibby being the largest independent, I thought that's the place to go.
Yeah.
And the only thing that one of the kind of key mentors that I've got, probably the primary mentor that I've got, said that it all adds up. You know, the way you talk about it, but you might walk in there and actually just it doesn't work out, because sometimes you don't know until you're in.
No.
But what I found was fantastic people, culture outstanding, the potential within the business, even though it was doing well, I could see that the potential was far higher. And that's kind of what we're doing now. You know, we're taking it from where it was through to where we think it could be.
Yeah. And you've had some great months, haven't you, in terms of the sales figures, I understand.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah. So I mean, look, you know what it's like. It's you can have good months, and you can have good individuals, but one of the biggest things that we set out to do was to really embed a culture where people started to look at the whole national business rather than just looking at their own individual performance. And the great thing is kind of, you know, I used analogies of you could be a great player in a terrible team at football, and actually you might go and score 2 goals, but you're losing 4-2 every week. That's not really, in the end, it's not really the great place to be.
No.
What you ideally would want is that you can perform, and then the wider business, the wider team performs, and then everyone moves up together.
Yeah. Yes.
So we spent an awful lot of time in the early days, you know, just talking about that, and 2 years down the track, and that really feels like it's embedded within the business. And a lot of the people that we've brought in all kind of value and live by those values. They live by those values anyway, and they've just added to it.
Yeah, great team there. Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. I forgot.
Yeah.
In the beers.
Yeah, he was staring at me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really So I noticed that you're a very early riser, and you're out and about in the gym and all this sort of stuff. That degree of self-discipline, is that something that you bring to the team? Have you always had that?
Firstly, brilliant topic.
Yeah.
So I've not always been like it. So I played football to a good standard up till sort of the age of 16, 17. So I was at professional clubs.
Oh, really?
From the age of 8 or 9. And then actually I played so much bloody football that the passion really kind of died to an extent.
Yeah.
And then when I stopped playing football at 26, 27, I thought I've got to do something to keep fit.
Yeah.
So I started running. And started to get a bug for that, because the better you got at running, like with anything, the easier it becomes.
Yes.
And then you kind of think, this is actually quite enjoyable. When you talk about, what I'm doing now, that was kind of the start, but it's changed fundamentally, I guess, for a number of reasons. So the first reason would be, as I've got into Bibby, I've ended up meeting lots of different people, and they say that the people you surround yourself with, you become similar to, and you become the average of.
Yes.
So there's some people there that are incredibly into their fitness. They do the 5 a.m. club.
Yep.
And then I've always liked reading books, and someone recommended Atomic Habits to me as a book. Now, you said about being an early riser.
Yep.
I've never, and people that watch this, I've never been like an early riser.
No.
I've always struggled getting out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, me too.
You force yourself to get out of bed, and you do it because you've got to go to work.
Yep.
But I'd never been a natural early riser, whereas I read this book, Atomic Habits, and it talked about a number of things that make things easier. So one of the principles is make it easy.
Right.
And one of the things that it tells you to do is put a book on your pillow every night.
Yep.
And put your phone over the other side of the room on charge with the alarm set. So every night we come up to bed, books on the pillow, which means that I'm going to read for 5, 10, 15 minutes. That knocks me out.
Yes.
Whereas when you're scrolling through your phone, you can be doing it forever. And then I put my gym stuff next to my bed.
Yeah.
So as soon as I get out of bed and the alarm goes off at 5:15, just brush my teeth, put the gym stuff on, and go straight there. And the other part of it where it said make it easy, was sort of choose, if you're going to go to a gym or something, just choose the one that's closest.
Yes.
So I chose a really cheap gym because it was the closest one, and I roll out of bed, roll down the hill, there, do it, come back, shower, and then off to work.
You're off.